Hello, geeks and gamers, and welcome to a very special installment of the Arrowverse After Show. This time we're doing the Supergirl Flash crossover, Supergirl episode 18, World's Finest. Now, I'll go read the plot synopsis in a second, but an interesting thing I noticed about this episode: this actually takes place after this week's Flash, so you'll notice that once we go into that later today. But here's the synopsis. Kara gains a new ally when the lightning-fast superhero The Flash suddenly appears from an alternate universe and helps Kara battle Shaban, aka Silver Banshee, and Livewire in exchange for her help in finding a way to return him home. Now, Brock, I'm going to turn this over to you. Thoughts on the episode?
This was a very safe episode, if you catch my drift. they didn't try and do a whole lot extra. It's just they're like, all right, he's gonna show up, we're gonna do some stuff, and out of here. It was good. I've watched the last 10 minutes of last week's Supergirl. So right when Shaban falls off that, after she gets fired and Shaban falls off that building and figures out she's the Banshee, that's when I figured it out. Or that's the only bit that I've watched. All the crew is great. It was really weird watching it because you could definitely tell there's a bigger budget on Supergirl than on Flash. And I knew that, but it just really shows when you see the Flash in a different production.
Oh, yeah.
Because he just looked more vibrant. The suit looked better. It's the same freaking suit, but it just looked better because, I don't know, lighting and just seeing him with interactions and stuff. It was freaky. It was like seeing one of your favorite video games getting an HD re-release. It's really weird. I'm not saying that CW looks bad. It's just you could tell CBS has put more money in.
Once you get the juicier, bigger budget of a national a national network television like a network TV like that,
yeah,
you notice the difference.
Yes, exactly. There's another character that we got to see on TV that I never thought I would see in a million years. Silver Banshee.
Oh, and you know what? She's part of the ML family. She's Robbie Amel's fiance.
What? I did not know that. Good for him.
I'm extremely jealous.
Yeah, he's not complaining. She's a good-looking girl. The whole episode was pretty good. There's one line I have in at least this past season. I have not laughed any harder through all three of the shows that we watch on the CW than I did from one line from Cat Grant. All of them are just sitting back, and she goes, all of you standing there, you look like the racially diverse, non-threatening cast of a CW show. My neighbors, I guarantee, could hear me howling when that was, oh, man. I didn't hear what got said for the next 5 minutes. I was laughing so hard.
That was such a good line.
Oh, my gosh. I don't know. If I do go back and watch Supergirl, I have a feeling I'm going to like Cat Grant quite a bit.
Okay, I have a little bit more experience in Supergirl than Brock does. I saw the pilot, and I think I saw the second episode, and then I just never saw the rest of the season just because Monday nights are pretty busy for me. But
and I watch Gotham on Mondays, so.
But after this episode, I definitely want to go back and just watch the whole season when it's available. So two things I really like in this episode, just as a standalone, as a one-shot comic, as I kind of experienced it as, I love the chemistry between Kara and Barry. I also like how in this setting, Barry is the more experienced hero, so he's kind of giving Kara some lessons about winning back the trust of the people, and even giving a little bit of personal advice for her and Jimmy Olsen. And then the other thing I love how Win fits. If you plucked Win out of Supergirl, moved him into the CW Star City or Star Labs,
he fits. So well.
He would blend right in. Like he and Cisco would be instant buddies.
That would be a sitcom in itself. Just seeing those two making stuff for superheroes.
One of these days, if what I'm hearing is true, that Supergirl and Arrow could cross over or have this big like epic crossover, I swear I just want to see Ray Palmer, Cisco, Win, and Curtis, if he's live, all together in one room.
That will be the dorkiest 5 minutes we've ever seen on any CW show ever. Or CBS, whichever one it's on.
But it would be amazing.
It would. It'd be so good.
I love whenever in the comics like DC gathers just all the different scientists and puts them in a room. Mm. It always creates some of the best moments.
Yes, for sure. Do you got any other real big positives you want to go over?
Something I did find a little bit touching was at the end of the episode when you see like the firemen and all the other people coming to rescue Kara. That was a good moment.
Yeah, it was.
And a general positive I have about Supergirl the show from this episode and just kind of what I've been hearing, this series has done a better job capturing the spirit of the Richard Donner movies than the Supergirl movie that came out in the 80s, which was a direct spin-off of the Donner films.
Yeah, that was a movie.
That sure was feature length.
Yep, that had characters in it. All right. All right. It's far. Like I said, I pretty much really like this episode. I had some minor negatives. It's just that like in the last 5 minutes, they're like, "All right, we're gonna run really fast. I'm gonna push you, and you're gonna make it." Sure, I guess it could work, but it's like they had to come up with something because that thing was pretty jam packed. Barry openly tells them that he has a rogue on his own Earth named Blackout, so he knows how to deal with electrically based people. What is the first thing that Barry does when he fights an electrical based powered meta? Throws lightning at her.
I thought about that as soon as I was like, wait, Barry, what are you doing? Wait, stop! What are you doing?
What possessed him? What? I got an idea. Let's make her more powerful. Did you watch the Avengers? It didn't work too well for Thor. But there's one other gripe that I have, and it's extremely minor. When you get in certain TV shows with superheroes, you either want to reinvent how the character looks or go the whole nine and do not hold back and do it. To me, for Silver Banshee, they went about 75%. Should have went the full 100. You did a little bit too far into straight comic booky, but it ended up coming off like a costume because you didn't, in my opinion, commit all the way with the full amount of face paint and like all the etchings and stuff that's normally on her thing. To me, if you would have just went the little extra 25, it would have looked even better. But those are really minor gripes.
I'm not as familiar with Silver Banshee in the comics. Is that look entirely natural, or is it a costume?
I've never seen her like the only panels I've ever seen her in is she's there and she's in the thing. So I don't know if she like just morphs into the Banshee. I'm assuming that's what she does. You want to look up a convoluted and long process for how someone became a character in a comic. Go look her up. because I never really knew what she was or how she got that way until, like I said, I watched those last 10 minutes. There is a wiki page 15 miles long on how she pre-52 got her powers. And there's like one like this big and how she got them in the new 52. She was just kind of like a person that went, I've got powers and my family's cursed. But it's just like she has a lot more detailed silver. All he really had was like the little like fake, almost stitched looking lips and like a little bit of white. Like you could still see her full skin. I'm like, just go nuts. That would have helped a little bit. But anyways, and there's one other one. That scene with the fortune teller was kind of hokey.
Yeah, I should have prefaced my positive by saying for better and for worse, this show does kind of almost too good of a job and like capturing the spirit of the Donner films. I love Superman the movie and Superman 2, but let's be honest, those movies are a little bit dated.
They are, and I don't mean what they were trying to do in that scene. That's fine. Just the way that the overly dramatic Miss Cleo character you really didn't need is what ruined that scene. I was okay with what they were trying, just how it was directed wasn't great. But you suppose you didn't say your negatives yet, but
I can't really think of any like pure negatives that I have. I guess maybe see, I'll be honest, it's hard to come up with negatives with this episode just because I feel like I dived right into the deep end. So any complaints I do have are kind of invalid if I'm not like sucked into the show.
Yeah.
For example, one I would say is like the ending with Kara and Jimmy Olsen, how they're suddenly now a couple. Like to someone from the outside looking in, I can imagine that being a little bit moving too fast. But who knows? This is episode 18 of a 20 episode season. Perhaps there's more development like in some of the previous episodes that I'm just not aware of.
Yeah. All right. I really don't got too much else to say on the matter. So,
well, this is a pretty short video. Why don't we take the rest of the time and brainstorm what other crossovers we could see. Do you think either this season or maybe starting next season we could see Supergirl coming onto the Flash, or having like the annual Arrow Flash crossover feature Supergirl in any way?
Since what I meant when I said that this is a very safe episode, I meant that they were really good about letting you know that this was a kind of publicity type of thing, to where this is going to be a rarity, because they've established that they have literally no clue how Barry got there other than the fact that he ran too fast, and they only know he got back because they made him run faster. So they're going to have to come up with a really good excuse for why Kara can just, and why she just zipped to another Earth for whatever reason.
Then again, they do make Wynn aware of the multiverse theory.
Well, yeah, but he still doesn't know what to do with it.
That is true.
But it's just, I don't see this being like a once a year or a couple times a year like they're doing on Flash and Arrow. This I see maybe being once every 2, maybe.
Then again, if there's one thing I've learned from Greg Berlanti, it's never say never.
it is never say never, but I don't want them to do it just to do it. I want it to be fluid. And like I said, you need to come up with a really good excuse why she's just jumping Earths.
Fair enough.
I'm fine with people doing things, but they went out of their way a little bit in this one to go, we don't know how you got here or how on earth we're ever going to get you back. But they figured it out in about 5 seconds at the end of the episode. I'm not trying to like rain on your parade. I don't know. It's if she wasn't on another Earth, I'd say yeah. But I don't know.
Maybe if we're lucky, we might actually get a sort of Crisis on Infinite Earths special.
Maybe, but I have a feeling that they build Flash and Arrow seasons around that. It's not just going to be a one-time thing that she kind of jets in. They're going to have to do some serious background work on that.
True.
Which, like you said, they could do, but that would take a couple of seasons of them just going, all right, we're going to tail off of whatever we were going to do and then now tailor it towards all the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Hey, I don't mind if I have to wait for this to happen. I just really want to see Melissa Benoist interact with the casts of the other CW shows.
Oh, I'm fine with it too. And like I said, it's just as long as you plan it well, I'm fine with waiting. Just don't rush it just to say, hey, Supergirl's on this week. And I actually really like her as a character, so I wouldn't mind seeing her more. Just do it correctly. That's all I ask. But other crossovers, I really don't see anyone other than Supergirl coming over to another Earth. I don't see her taking another person with. That would be the only other hiccup too that I would see. Unless the only other person would possibly be Wynn to help figure out or to make sure that she gets back properly, but
yeah, other than that, it seems like it would only be Supergirl and maybe Martian Manhunter.
Oh yeah, I suppose I didn't think about that. Manhunter could be another one. Could be. But anything else you want to talk about?
Before we go, let's every once in a while in this golden age of comic book movies and TV shows, we just have to stop and smell the roses.
Yeah.
Like seriously, right now on TV, the heavy hitters are Supergirl, The Flash, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow. But outside of that, we've had The Walking Dead. iZombie is on
CW.
Yep. AMC is getting Preacher, and from what I've heard, the show is awesome so far. Lucifer is a show that I'm not watching, but people who are telling me it's so much fun. Yeah. And then there's Gotham, which like Gotham has apparently gotten better this season.
It has. They figured out what the show should be. Instead of trying to make it a monster a week thing, they actually made long-lasting villains. It's just that not every show catches their feet right away. It didn't. The first season of Arrow wasn't exactly magical. Just saying.
Yeah, I was there at the time when like Arrow had its first season, and a lot of people jumped off.
Yeah. And
so yeah, just
enough time.
And just people don't take this for granted. We are living in one of the best eras for this genre, or for this medium too.
Mm-hmm. Definitely, it's more the merrier, more to ingest, and the bigger those Blu-ray collections are going to get if you try keeping track of all these shows. But all right, we will be recording again later tonight when we do the Arrowverse after show. But until then, I'm Brock Emmerich. You can find me at WayneTech7 on Twitter and at the Sons and Daughters of Movie Talk page and the Geeks and Gamers page. I'm admins on both. Mike, where can they find you?
You guys can find me at Captain K482 on Twitter. I'm also an admin on Sons and Daughters of Movie Talk and Geeks and Gamers. Don't forget to go on the Geeks and Gamers website, sign up for the Geek Boards. There's a lot of great conversations happening every day. And also, don't forget to subscribe to the Geeks and Gamers YouTube channel. You got Arrowverse After Show, We Are a Geek, Ask an Admin, and all various reviews and vlogs and stuff. And of course, stay tuned later for the Arrowverse After Show, where a lot of interesting stuff is going down. This is a very, very interesting week for Arrow and Flash, and Legend of Tomorrow looks pretty promising too.
Yes, it does. All right. We'll see you guys next time.